Thanks for joining me for more APBA baseball, great teams of the past. Today, it's game number 4 of a 4-game series between the 1919 Cincinnati Reds and the 1927 New York Yankees. Yankees came into this week number 1 team in the league. The Reds near the bottom of the standings. Hasn't exactly gone to plan though for the Yankees. Sure did in game 1 though. Yankees jumped out, won that one 8-0. Herb Pennock threw a 3-hit shutout. Bob Musial had a bases loaded triple. Babe Ruth had a 2-run homer. But in game number 2, Cincinnati had come into it only having scored 9 runs in its previous 6 games. They pounded out 10 runs on 13 hits, beat the Yankees 10-5 to even the series. It was tied at 2 going to the bottom of the 6th. Cincy scored 3, 2, and 3 in their final 3 at-bats. Greasy Neal had 3 hits and drove in 3 runs for the Reds. For the Yankees, Babe Ruth did homer for the second straight game. Then in game 3, Yankees were up 4-0 after 4 innings. It was 4-0 going to the 8th. Dutch Ruther was cruising, but then Cincinnati scored 2 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th to tie it up. But the Yankees did in the bottom of the 9th. Joe Dugan led off with a single, and there was an error, and then pinch hitter Johnny Grabowski came through with a walk-off single, giving the Yankees a 5-4 victory. So the Yankees have won 2 of 3. They now stand at 14-5 overall, still in first place. The Reds now 4-11. Also in week number 5, the 1927 Pirates took 3 of 4 from the 1922 St. Louis Browns, the 1930 St. Louis Cardinals, 3 of 4 from the 1922 New York Giants. Still to come, big series between the 1925 Washington Senators and the 1920 Cleveland Indians. They're both near the top of the standings, as you can see. Should have multiple games from that series here on YouTube. Off this week, the 1929 Chicago Cubs. Here are the starting lineups for the Reds and Yankees. For Cincinnati, the visiting team here today, Maury Rath will lead off and play second base. Jake Daubert is the first baseman. Heine Gross at third base. Ed Roush is the cleanup hitter playing center field. Greasy Neal's in right. Larry Kopf is the shortstop. Sherry McGee's in left field. Ivy Wingo is the catcher. And the starting pitcher for the Reds is Ray Fisher. Fisher, 0-3 after 3 starts. It's got a 4.50 ERA. For the Yankees, Murderers Row, Earl Combs leads off and plays center field. Mark Koenig bats second as the shortstop. Babe Ruth is in right field. Lou Gehrig's at first base. Bob Musial's in left field. Tony Lazzeri is the second baseman. Joe Dugan's at third base. Pat Collins behind the plate. And for the Yankees, it's their ace, Waite Hoyt. Hoyt, 3-1 in his 4 starts so far this season, and a team best 2.34 ERA. So the lineups are set, and we are ready to play ball. Maury Rath to lead things off for the Reds. Reds have just a .219 batting average as a team. He will get things started with a leadoff walk. So a runner on. Jake Daubert comes to the plate. Should mention Rath, Cincinnati's worst hitter so far this season, batting just .140. Daubert, hitting just .211. Daubert just 1 for 14 in this series. And Daubert pops it up behind the plate, foul territory. Pat Collins will make the catch, and there's 1 out. So here's Heine Groh, hitting .245 for the Reds through 15 games, 1 for 9 in this series. He looks at ball 1, and he looks at ball 2. Ground ball to short. Koenig has it, flips it to second. Lazzeri makes the turn on to first. Double play. So that'll do it for the Reds in the top of the first. The Yankees coming to bat. The Reds have a .219 team average. Yankees .282. They have scored a lot of runs, but the pitching has been a little suspect. The Yankees team ERA 3.99. The Reds team ERA, despite their record of 4-11, 3.73. Leading things off for the Yankees, Earl Combs second best average on the team at 378, and he is 6 for 12 in this series. This time, however, routine ground ball toward first base. Jake Daubert has it, and that's the first out. That'll bring up Mark Koenig. Koenig hitting just 211 through 19 games, 2 for 8 in this series. Well hit ball into center field. Ed Rush is on his horse, though, and makes the catch. 2 away. So that'll bring up Babe Ruth. Ruth, as I mentioned, homered in each of the first 2 games of the series. He's got 7 on the season, which now ties him for second place in the league. Hitting just 281, though. And he is 2 for 12 in this series. Both of his hits have been home runs. So no one on base, 2 outs for Ruth, and he gives it a drive to right. It's back, it's gone, and that is home run number 8 on the season for Babe Ruth, tying him for the league lead. And I believe that is with George Watkins of the St. Louis Cardinals, who also has 8. So 1-0 Yankees, bottom first. Here is Lou Gehrig, 306 average through 19 games, 3 for 12 in this series. And he hits one hard into center field, but right at Ed Roush, who makes the catch for the third out. So we've played 1, and the Yankees have the lead 1-0 on the Babe Ruth home run, his third of the series. Ed Roush to lead things off for the Reds. Cincinnati's best hitter this season, 339 average through 15 games. He is 5 for 9 in this series. Ground ball left side. Mark Koenig makes the play over to first. 1 out. Here comes Greasy Neal, hitting 226 this season, 3 for 10 in this series. We'll look at ball 4. He is on board with 1 out for Larry Kopf. Kopf, one of 3 Cincinnati starters hitting below 200. He's hitting 176, 3 for 11 in this series. Lazy fly ball into center field, no problem for Earl Combs. That's the second out. And now Sherry McGee comes to the plate. McGee also struggling, just 148 on the season, 2 for 11 in this series. And Waite Hoyt strikes him out, and the Reds are done in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. Yankees still up 1-0. Bob Musial to lead things off, and Bob Musial, the league's top hitter, came into this week of play number 1 in the league in batting average, hits, doubles, RBI, number 3 in home runs, tied for third in runs scored. He was hitting 431 at the start of the week. He's down to 410 right now, 4 for 13 in this series. All 4 hits have gone for extra bases, 2 doubles and 2 triples. Musial had homered in 4 straight games the previous series, all 4 of those games. Hasn't homered in this one, though. He's got 6 on the season. So Bob Musial steps in, and he hits a ground ball left side. Third baseman Groh has it over to first for the first out. That'll bring to the plate Tony Lazzeri. Lazzeri, third on the team with a 313 average. He is 4 for 11 in this series. All 4 hits have been doubles. And this time Ray Fisher strikes him out for out number 2. Here's Joe Dugan, the one member of the Yankees that is really struggled the most, hitting just 137 through his 19 games. He is 3 for 13 in this series. Gets a hold of this one, though, and that is lined into right field for a base hit. So the Yankees have a runner on with 2 outs. Here is Pat Collins. Collins hitting 303 on the season. 2 for 8 in this series. And he is struck out by Ray Fisher. So Fisher gets out of it. We've played 2 innings, still 1-0 Yankees. Leading off the top of the third for the Reds, Ivy Wingo. Wingo batting .231, 4 for 11 in the series. Ground ball, right side. Lazari makes the stop over to Lou Gehrig, and that is 1 out. Here's the pitcher, Ray Fisher. He is actually hitting .400 in limited at-bats this season, 2 for 5 at the plate. And that is a 66, so he is going to add to his hit total. He lines one to the gap, and Ray Fisher, the pitcher, has the Reds' first hit of the game with a double. So 1 out, runner on second for Maury Raff. Walked his first time up. Hard hit ground ball to third. Joe Dugan has it over to first. Fisher's going to be able to advance to third base on the play. So runner on third, 2 out for Jake Daubert. Flew out his first time up. Just 1 for 15 in this series. And that is a base hit into right field. Ray Fisher will score, and the Reds have tied it up. So Daubert comes through. Now Heine Groh to the plate, 2 outs, runner on first. And Waite Hoyt strikes him out to end the inning. So the Reds get their first couple of hits. They get their first run. We are tied at 1 heading to the bottom of the third. Leading things off for the Yankees will be Waite Hoyt, 3 for 11 at the plate this season. Routine grounder to second base. Rath throws to first for the first out. Here's Earl Combs, grounded out his first time up. And he will do so again. Hits it back to the pitcher. Ray Fisher throws over to first for out number 2. There's Mark Koenig, 0 for 1. And he hits a ground ball right at the first baseman. Daubert has it. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Ray Fisher. We go to the fourth, tied at 1. Ed Roush to lead things off. He is 0 for 1. Pops it up, left side. Third baseman Dugan has it for the first out. Here is Greasy Neal. Oops. Comebacker to the pitcher. Hoyt has it. Throws over the first for the second out. Larry Kopf comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1. And he will hit a ground ball between third and short. Third baseman Dugan comes up with it. Over to first, 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth. And Babe Ruth to lead things off. Hit his 8th home run of the season. His 3rd of the series in the first inning. This time Fisher doesn't give him anything good to look at, and Ruth takes first base on ball 4. So here's Lou Gehrig, 0 for 1. and he will line one into the gap. Babe Ruth will make it to third base. Lou Gehrig will make it second base with a double. So, Yankees have something going here. Runners on second and third for Bob Musial, leading the league with 24 RBI this season. Chance for a couple of more right here. Not this time, though. Ray Fisher strikes out Bob Musial. That'll bring up Tony Lazzeri to the plate. Lazzeri struck out his first time up. Ground ball to third base. Groh has it. Babe Ruth's going to have to stay put on third. And the out is made at first. Runners have to hold, so still second and third, 2 out. Chance for Fisher to get out of this jam. There was nobody out. Now there are 2 out. Joe Dugan comes to the plate. Dugan base hit his first time up. Okay, here's a rare play. Single runner on second by 6. So Dugan hits a ball that would have been a base hit on the left side, but it hits Lou Gehrig as he was trying to go as he was between second and third. So, wow. Okay, so base hit for Dugan, but Gehrig is out on the play. So that is a rarity there. The runner getting hit by the batted ball. That becomes the third out. Ray Fisher gets out of a huge jam, and it is still 1-1 heading to the 5th inning. Sherry McGee to lead things off. He struck out against Waite Hoyt his first time up. And Waite Hoyt has his number, strikes him out again. Here's Ivy Wingo, who grounded out his first time at the plate. This time, fly ball into left field that Bob Musial will catch for the second out. Here's the pitcher, Ray Fisher, doubled his first time up. Doubled and scored on the Daubert hit. And Ray Fisher does it again. He's got 2 of the 3 base hits for Cincinnati. This one's a single. And Ray Fisher is now 4 for 7 on the season. They might want to start using him as a pinch hitter when he's not throwing. All right, 2 outs. Runner on. Maury Rath at the plate. Rath 0 for 1 with a walk. He looks at ball 1. He looks at ball 2. And easy ground ball to shortstop. Koenig has it. Throws over for the third out. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Here is Pat Collins, who struck out his first time up. Ground ball into the hole. Larry Kopp gets there, throws across the diamond, gets the first out. Here's Waite Hoyt 0 for 1. Fly ball into left field. Sherry McGee should have it, but he doesn't. He drops it. And Waite Hoyt is on board on an error. Top of the order for the third time for the Yankees. Here is Earl Combs, who is 0 for 2 today. And he will hit a drive to right center field. It is back. It is back. It is gone. Earl Combs with a 2-run home run, putting the Yankees back in front 3-1. That is Combs' second home run of the season. He had 6 of them in 1927. So 3-1 Yankees. And now Mark Koenig comes to the plate with 1 out. Ground ball, first base line. Daubert has it, steps on first base for the second out. Babe Ruth, home run and a walk. This time, bouncer to second base, which Rath collects. Throws over to first for out number 3. So the Combs 2-run homer. He's back in front 3-1 as we go to the top of the 6th. Here's Jake Daubert, who drove in the 1 Cincinnati run that came in the 3rd inning. So flew out. Pops it up. Joe Dugan, third baseman, calls for it. And that's the first out. Here is Heine Groh, 0 for 2 today. And he will line one into the center field. It will fall in for a base hit. And the Reds have a runner on base with 1 out. Ed Roush comes to the plate. Again, team came into today, team's top hitter with a .339 average. 0 for 2 today. Deep fly ball to right field. Babe Ruth's going back. He will make the catch. Out in the warning track for the second out. Heine Groh stays put at first base. 2 outs now. And hard ground ball, first base, but Lou Gehrig makes the stop, tags first himself, and the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Lou Gehrig to lead things off. Gehrig 1 for 2 with a double. Gehrig will look at ball number 4. He will take first base. And here comes Bob Musial, who is 0 for 2. Make that 0 for 3 as Fisher strikes him out. Guessing Musial might not be hitting 400 anymore at the end of this one. Tony Lazzeri comes to the plate. He is 0 for 2. Ground ball, second base. Rath has it. Flips it to the shortstop. Cop on to first. Double play. We've played 6 innings. Yankees 3 runs on 5 hits. The Reds 1 run on 4 hits. Go to the top of the 7th. Here is Larry Kopp, who is 0 for 2. Fly ball to right. Babe Ruth's going to have to run for it. And he gets there, makes the catch. Sherry McGee is struck out twice. Makes some contact on this one, but routine fly ball to left. Musial has it for out number 2. And now Ivy Wingo, who is 0 for 2. He'll hit one into center. Earl Combs comes in, makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Waite Hoyt. 7th inning stretch. And in the bottom of the 7th, 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Yankees. Starting with Joe Dugan, who is 2 for 2, has 2 of the 5 Yankee hits. This time, however, pops it up. Shortstop Larry Kopf calls for it, makes the catch. for the first out. Here's Pat Collins, who is 0 for 2. Collins strikes out for the second time. That'll bring up the pitcher, Waite Hoyt. And Hoyt hits one, makes contact, but easy one for Heine Groh at third base to collect and throw over to first. A 1-2-3 inning for Ray Fisher. All right. Got a dog that hears something at the door, I think. Ray Fisher to lead things off in the 8th. Fisher's pitched pretty well, but I think it's time for a pinch hitter. Bill Raridan will come to the plate. Raridan, 1 for 5 this season. And he will hit a fly ball into left that will be caught for the first out. Maury Rath now. Rath 0 for 2 with a walk. Fly ball into just over between third base and left field. Muso coming in. Dugan going back. Dugan makes the catch for the second out. Here's Jake Daubert, 1 for 3. Drove in the single Cincinnati run earlier in this one. And he pops it up. Also on the left side, Joe Dugan has it again for the third out. Reds need a relief pitcher. They'll go to Jimmy Ring. So far this season, Ring will be making his 5th appearance. He is 0-1 with a 3.18 ERA. Top of the order for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 8th, Earl Combs, 1 for 3. 2-run home run in the 5th gave the Yankees the lead. Deep fly ball to center field, but catchable, and Ed Roush has it for the first out. Mark Koenig is 0 for 3. Ground ball left side, Heine Groh has it, but he throws it away. And Mark Koenig is on first base with the error. I'll put a runner on for Babe Ruth. He is 1 for 2, homered in the first inning, also has walked. Ground ball, second base. Rath has it, flips it to Cobb for the first out, on to first. Nope, Ruth is safe, and it's just a fielder's choice. And there are 2 outs now for Lou Gehrig. Ruth on first. He will hit a ground ball to third base. Heine Groh has it. And the Yankees are retired. So, last chance for the Reds. They do have their 3-4-5 hitters coming up. Waite Hoyt has only given up 1 run on 4 hits. Yankees could go to Wilcie Moore, bullpen ace. Moore does have 3 saves in the season, but he, in Game 3, blew a save, did get the win, and does not pitch great. 5.40 ERA, 13 and a third inning. So they're going to look to Waite Hoyt to close this one out, complete game. But he's got to get through Heine Groh, Ed Roush, and Greasy Neal. Here is Heine Groh, 1 for 3, singled his last time up. Ground ball left side. Dugan's got it. Over to first. 1 away. Here's Ed Roush, 0 for 3. Team's top hitter. And he hits a ground ball, which Tony Lazzeri will field and throw over to first. And there are 2 outs. Reds down to their last out. Greasy Neal is 0 for 2 with a walk. And the Reds are still alive. Neal lines one into right field. It's a base hit. And that will bring the tying run to the plate in Larry Kopp. Kopp is 0 for 3. 0 home runs in 1919, so no chance of that here. He does roll a 66, though. And things just got interesting. Yankees blew a 2-run lead in the ninth in Game 3. Are they going to do it again here today? Larry Kopp is going to double down the first base line. Greasy Neal, they're going to send him all the way from first. He is going to slide in safely under the tag. Larry Kopp has an RBI double. It is 3-2. Tying run is on second base for Sherry McGee. McGee is 0 for 3. He struck out twice. And can the Reds pull off another ninth inning comeback? Still lost in Game 3. They did have a nice comeback. What can they do here? Here is Sherry McGee. Nope, fly ball to left. No problem for Bob Musial. That is the ball game. The Yankees hold on to win this one 3-2. 27 Yanks, 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, 4 runners left on. The 1919 Reds, 2 runs on 6 hits. They made 2 errors, left 5 runners on base. Yankees, say 5 hits, 2 of them by Joe Dugan. All their runs scored via the long ball. Babe Ruth had a homer, solo homer. Earl Combs had the 2-run homer that accounted for their 3 runs. Waite Hoyt, complete game victory, 6 runs. 9 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. He will improve to 4-1 through his 5 starts. For the Reds, they had 6 hits, 2 of them by the starting pitcher, Ray Fisher. Everybody else had single hits. Greasy Neal scored their run. Jake Daubert had their RBI. Ray Fisher, 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Jimmy Ring pitched the final inning. So it wasn't easy, but the Yankees will stay atop the lead. They are 15-5 through 5 weeks. Yankees, 15-5. The Reds dropped to 4-12. Not quite the bottom, but almost. That'll be it here from Yankee Stadium. Yankees finished off the Reds 3-2. Yankees win 3 out of 4 in this series. You can head over to rogersportsgames.com for the recaps, the box scores, the team stats, and everything going on with this APBA baseball Great Teams of the Past League. And then stay tuned. Hopefully, we will have some games upcoming with the 1925 Washington Senators and 1920 Cleveland Indians. That's the final series of week number 5, and it's a big series, so you got that to look forward to. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe.